Hi guys, welcome to Sarah's Canva studio. It's been a while since I made one of these videos, but today I'm here with yet again a really interesting idea. We're going to learn how to create a children's book for Amazon KDP on Canva. We all know that Amazon KDP has been adding some extra questions at the end of your book uploading, asking whether your book is AI generated or AI assisted. And even though at this point this is for research purposes only, we never know how this information could be used against us and negatively impact us in the future. I would also like to provide some clarity on the situation here. Amazon KDP only wants you to disclose AI generated content and not AI assisted content. What that means is if you say Midjourney or Leonardo.ai to create images for your content, you have to disclose that. However, if you use those images to later create your own art from scratch, you do not have to disclose that. Similarly, if you used ChatGPT to generate content, you'd have to disclose that. However, if you just use ChatGPT to generate an outline or some ideas, you do not have to disclose that to Amazon KDP. So today, keeping in mind that, I'm going to show you how we can create AI-assisted children's book with idea generation from ChatGPT and execution on Canva. We're going to create a children's book about greetings in different languages. This is just something I'm creating in this video. Feel free to use this as a starting point to create books like this on different topics. For instance, animals in different languages or shapes in different languages. You can even create a volume of books with different topics similar to this. Those sell pretty good too on Amazon KDP. The first step here is to choose a trim size for your book. There's a whole page on Amazon KDP's website for book sizes. I'm going to link that below. For children's books, I like to use square dimensions. The size typically I go for is 8.5 inches into 8.5 inches. As you can see this on this website for Amazon KDP's trim sizes. We're going to go for a paperback book. So here's a list of these, and you can even see how many pages you have to create on this book. So the dimensions that I just mentioned are 8.5 inches into 8.5 inches. And if we go for a standard color ink with white paper, we'd have to at least have 72 pages for that. However, if we use premium color ink and white paper, we only have to have about 24 pages minimum. So that's it for the trim size. So once you have decided that you're going to go for this trim size here, Amazon KDP suggests then you should also add about 0.125 inches to its width and 0.25 inches to its length. So we're going to just, I'm going to show you that if you choose the size 8.5 inches into 8.5 inches, you will have to enter the size 8.625 inches into 8.75 inches into Canva for your artboard. For today's video, I am going to go for a different way to create this book. I want both the right and left side of the book to be seamless. Hence, I'm going to first create my book with the size 17.25 inches into 8.75 inches. You'll understand why later in the video. So open Canva, click Create a Design, enter the dimension 17.25 into 8.75 inches, and click Create a New Design. And this is how your artboard should look like. I went ahead and added this horizontal margin to just differentiate and for my ease where the center of the page is. So I'm just going to, for that, you just have to drag this margin and it will, you will know the center when it turns pink, which you can see over here. And you can also see that it says 8.625 inches, and that's where I'm going to stop. And this way, I know that the book is divided into 2 pages. So now that we have our artboard ready, let's start creating our book. For this, we're going to open ChatGPT and we're going to prompt it to help us come up with ideas. I have given it a very detailed prompt here, as you can see. I'm going to share a downloadable link for all the prompts that I used in this video in the description below. So be sure to check that out. You just need to enter your email address and you'll have access to these prompts free of cost. Anyway, let's get back to the video. So now we have a list of ideas that we can use to create our book. You can also see that I prompted ChatGPT to help me visualize the kind of images I should use in the book and generate those ideas too. For instance, over here, it has suggested for an illustration for the welcome page to be a bright, smiling sun in the center of the page, surrounded by diverse children holding hands. And the text should say, "Welcome, little friends. Let's explore together the wonderful world of words in many languages." And as you can see, I have created that over here, with the only difference that instead of the sun, I went ahead with the earth, which I thought was more relevant since we're talking about the world here. And I found these elements here on Canva. I'm using a pro version of Canva, so these elements that I've used are free for pro use. I can also tell, we can also check whether we can use this for commercial purposes or not. So I just clicked the info over here. I can just repeat that for you. So once we click the image, you can see that there's a little eye over here that says info. We click that and we then click another eye over here to see how we can use this. It says use this media safely in a Canva design for a wide range of personal and commercial uses. You can use this in marketing or social media or even sell merchandise with your design on it. What we cannot do is don't resell, redistribute, or take credit for standalone media. So we cannot resell a standalone media, we cannot sell the earth as a standalone picture. And we cannot use it in trademark designs like logos. So we're not doing any of that. We are using it for commercial purposes, for selling our book and we're using it in our own unique design. That's why we can use this image. Same goes for this image for the children. You can always check the copyright over here in the info section and you can see how we can use this. And you can go on, click on learn more about this license by clicking this link over here. So here's the first page that I created, and I've used the text, "Welcome, little friends. Let's explore together the wonderful world of words in many languages." I've kept the font to be Gochi Hand. It's a free font, so you can use it even if you do not have a pro subscription. And the font size I've kept for this page is 45. As you can see that I've designed this page as one single page. So when at the end of this, we redesign our book, we will have a seamless transition from one page to the other. And for the second page, I have gone ahead and put hello here. This is the first word that we're going to be translating in 5 different languages. You can put in as many languages you want. You can also go ahead and, extend it to the pages after this as well. I'm only going to keep it with 4 to 5 languages. I feel that's the appropriate amount of languages for one word. As you can see that I've used different elements here. For instance, in French, we say bonjour. I have added a transliteration underneath it on how you can pronounce this word to really just add visuals representing the country. I've put a French girl. I just, searched for a French girl here. And here's the graphic that I used. Again, if you want to see if you can use this or not, here's the licensing here. I always check whether these pictures can be used in the book that I create. So this is free for pro use. And then I added a flag here, a French flag, and I added an Eiffel Tower to really just visualize that we're talking about French over here. So I've just put a very simple text here. In French, we say bonjour. In Chinese, I've added their Chinese language, but I've also added a little transliteration underneath it on how you can pronounce this word. So it's ni hao. And I've added a dragon here that really depicts China. These little graphics over here, they depict people, how they traditionally dress up in China. And then there's also a flag here. Similarly, I've added a Spanish girl here with Spain's flag. And in Spanish, we say hola. And I've just added the transliteration here. In Italian, we say ciao. And I've just added a tower of Pisa here and a kid that's holding, and he's holding the Italy's flag over here. And in Hindi, we say namaste with hands together. I've just added a transliteration underneath it. I put the Taj Mahal behind these 2 kids. One of them is holding the Indian flag, and the other girl, she's wearing a typical Indian government school uniform and holding her hands together. So, and in the middle of the page, I've added, "Can you say it too?" So I've kept the background pretty simple, white. You can go ahead and add any kind of background you want this. So I just added a couple of things over here. I added a little background. I just searched for ground and I added this image, which is a field illustration. And I just copied and pasted it to create a seamless image. And I'm just going to fix it a little. And this looks a little more colorful here. So you can do the same. Now let's go over to the second page. If you want, you can just use this page as an extension of the page above. You can use 5 more languages here that translate into hello, or you can use a completely different word. I am going to use hello again, and I'm going to add 5 more languages here. So I'm just going to move this here this time from here to here. And I'm going to go into ChatGPT and see what other languages it generated for us. So there's French, Spanish, Mandarin, Italian, and Hindi. Now we can go for Swahili, Russian, Arabic, Japanese. You can, of course, choose different languages, but for the sake of this video, I'm going to go for what ChatGPT has suggested us. So we're going to look for a Swahili person. So I'm just going to click Swahili here. And I'm going to look like this. This is pretty nice too. We can go for this image of a girl wearing traditional African attire. We can also add a little boy here, with tribal clothing. So I'm gonna add a little boy here as well. And we can add the flag, the Swahili flag of Tanzania. Tanzania is also a Swahili speaking country, just like Kenya. You can add any of these countries here. Then we can add Russian here. So we can look for a Russian girl or a boy, Russian kid. We can go for these Russian dolls as well. But I want to go for a Russian girl. This looks like a nice illustration, and we can go for this. I'm going to add this on this side. I'm just going to make it a little small, and I'm just going to click and copy and paste this over here, somewhere here. And I'm just going to replace where it says Swahili, and I'm going to write Russian, and we are going to copy and paste what it says in Russian. So first I am going to copy the native language, which is written like this. Then I am going to copy and paste this here, and I am going to write the transliteration of it on how you can pronounce this word over here underneath the actual word. This way you can always, pronounce the word correctly. Then we're going to go for Arabic. You can play around it, and you can If you want to add more color here, you can. If you think it looks too white, I think it looks fine. So I'm just going to leave this there, and I'm going to add another page. So I decided to add a sky to the background here. I just searched for the term sky, and then I used this one right here. This one. This is big magnificent clouds on the sky vector illustration. That's what I used. Now we're going to go to page number 4 here. And I'm going to go, I gave ChatGPT a prompt to, generate some other words similar to hello, maybe, like thank you, sorry, etc. It generated me a translation and transliteration for the word thank you in different languages, but it gave us completely different languages from the ones that we used above. But I want to use the same languages that we used over here, just so that it is, you know, it is the same languages but different words, so it's not confusing. So if we used French, Spanish, Mandarin, Italian, Hindi, Swahili, Russian, and Arabic, and Japanese. So we are just going to use the same languages, but we're going to use a different word, which is thank you. So I just copy pasted the hello from here, and I'm going to change it to thank you. We can also add a little description here saying why we say thank you in the first place. So I'm just gonna write a little description here. We say thank you to show appreciation or gratitude. These are big words, but I'm sure if an adult is teaching their child, we can. Okay, so for this page, I have an idea that we should show some actions in which we can then add our thank you. For example, I just asked ChatGPT, what are some actions for which we can say thank you? So for receiving a gift, we can show somebody receiving a gift and then write it in that language that when you, for example, when you receive a gift, um, you say thank you in a certain language. So just follow through with me and you'll understand what I'm saying. So for the first picture, I'm going to go for helping out. Helping out. Better yet, we can use this image where we already have a mom. And yes, so we can say, I'm going to copy and paste this text and I'm going to write, for example, when you help your mommy with cleaning, she says merci. And we can make merci a little bigger. And then we can add a couple of other things. For example, over here it says receiving a gift. We can just look for an image. Receiving so this picture here looks very nice, and we can add it here. We can make it a little smaller, and we can do the same thing over here. When daddy gives you a gift, you say daddy gives you a gift. You say thank you in Spanish, and I'm just going to look for thank you in Spanish. I'm using Google Translate here, but you can always just ask ChatGPT. But I thought this would be easier than ChatGPT, so I'm just using Google Translate here. So I'm just going to select Spanish, and which is gracias. In Spanish, we say gracias. So I'm going to write that here. Gracias. And I'm gonna copy this sentence, and I'm just gonna replace the word French with Spanish for thank you. And you can always add flags for reinforcement. So if this is French, we are going to add the French flag here. Um, French flag or the French map, or maybe this speech bubble here, merci, and some um, something with the French color. We can add these buntings here. And this way you're not only reinforcing the flags, the recognition of the countries, but this is like a multilingual book with many purposes. So this book would really, really make a great addition to your bookshelf on Amazon KDP, and it will definitely sell like hotcakes for sure. Now, acts of kindness. We can write kindness here, and we can use this image where a little girl is helping out her friend from, helping her get up because she fell down. He or she fell down. We can add this image here, maybe a little up here, and we can write. Now we're going to look for the word thank you in Italian. So I'm just speeding up this process again. I have just repeated the same thing that I did previously. I translated the word thank you in Italian, and I'm just, copying and pasting the the sentences that I've already written, and I'm just replacing them, um, according to whatever language I'm doing. Over here, I think I did Indian, um, or Chinese, I think, and I'm just, writing a transliteration there as well under the word, so it's easier for whoever is reading the book to pronounce that word, because of course not everybody knows how to read a certain language, especially when it's not written in uh, alphabets that are similar to English, right? So I'm just adding some landscapes here that depict those certain countries. For this, I'm doing Chinese. You can see that I've added a house that looks, we've all seen stereotypical Chinese houses. I'm done creating my book now. I've added 2 more pages for sorry and 1 more page for thank you. And I'm gonna save this book as a PNG or a JPEG. It's going to be an image file, because we will be formatting these pages on our actual artboard, which would be 8.625 inches into 8.75 inches. That corresponds to the Amazon KDP trim size. So now comes the interesting part. Now we're going to create a design, and we're going to choose the dimensions that we just chose for our trim size, which were 8.5 into 8.5 inches. But again, as I mentioned, we have to add 0.125 to the width and 0.25 to the height. So I'm going to choose 8.65 inches into 8.75 inches. Once we have our artboard ready, we're going to upload the pages that we just created. We're going to go into uploads. We are going to find the file. It's usually in a zip folder, so we're going to extract that zip folder, and then we're going to be uploading our images, all of them in uploads. Here you can see that I'm selecting all the pages that I've made and I'm uploading them here. So they're all in landscape and they're in rectangular horizontal dimensions. But now we're going to add them to these square dimensioned pages, and we will be adding the images in 2 halves. And you'll understand that in a bit. So the first page here should be the book title. You should add your book title here. You should add your author's name under that. And the second page should be left blank because it's essentially the page that comes behind the first page. So you're just going to leave that blank. For page number 3, you're going to add dedications, whatever dedications you want to add. Page number 4 should be left blank. Page number 5 should be about the book. or a table of contents. It really just depends upon you if you want to add a preface or an introduction. Page number 6 should either be left blank, or it should have a continuation of your introduction or your about the book if it is long enough and extends to the other page. And for page 7, you can add your table of contents if you didn't add them on page number 5. After you're done adding all of that, you're going to start formatting your book pages from page number 8. So you are going to go into uploads and find the first page. For me, I think it was this page. It was a welcome page actually. So I'm going to be zooming it in and adjusting it to all corners, and I'm just going to be zooming it in till it becomes half. So that's what I did, and I'm just going to be copying and pasting this image. You can also duplicate the image and then, you know, just adjust the other half of it. And that's what I did here. I am going to do the same for all other pages that we have uploaded. So I'm just going to be speeding up that process here. So now I'm going to be doing all the pages. The reason I'm designing the pages like this is because it really gives a good aesthetic to the book. Most of the books we find in bookstores are also made in this way. It's simple to do and really makes your book stand apart from others. And Canva is an amazing tool to really make these books. You don't even have to be an illustrator or a book writer. Even if you don't know any of this, you can easily create your books with stunning graphics using just their elements and just designing them the way any illustrator would. I'm almost done creating this book. But the only thing that I'm gonna do next is add some pages. If you would like, you can add more pages to this book. And I think by the end, I did add more pages for my own book because I am definitely going to be uploading this on Amazon KDP. But for this video, I've just showed you that, how you can add a few blank pages at the end to really just, reach the threshold of a minimum of 24 pages that's required for if you're uploading your book in premium color with white pages. You can add any information at the end of these pages. You can write some text that's related to the book, how this book can be used, or you can add some information about other volumes of your books. And here you can see how this book looks from a distance with all the pages laid out like that. Where if you're satisfied with the way this looks, you're just going to be going back and you're going to be downloading this book. Give your book a title. I'm just naming it Children's Book of Different Languages, something like that. Greetings in different languages, actually. So I'm going to click share and I'm going to click download, and I'm going to be selecting PDF print because that's the format that's required to upload your book on Amazon. And I'm just going to click download. Now we're going to be designing our book cover. For that, we're going to calculate the book cover size. And Amazon KDP has a book calculator, a book cover calculator, which I'm also going to link down below. I'm just, selecting the book type. As you can see, I've selected my book size, which is 8.5 into 8.5 inches. I've selected the kind of paper I'm choosing, which is premium color white paper, number of pages, and the book cover, paperback or hardcover. And you can see that it's given me a recommended size for my book cover, which is 7.306 inches into 8.75 inches. You can also see that it's given like different dimensions for the front cover, for the bleed. Anyway, I'm just going to go into Canva and click create a design, and I'm going to enter the same dimensions it has given us. Click custom design, select inches for your parameter, and just write your width, which is 17.306 in this case, and the height is going to be 8.75 inches. And you can see that the artboard is ready and we can start designing our book cover. For the book cover, again, I want to be able to distinguish between two sides, the front and back. So I'm going to be dividing it into half using the horizontal scale, and that's what I did here. And I'm just looking for elements that really depict the genre of my book. This book is about multilingual ways to say greetings. So I'm just going to be looking for elements that really depict that. What I'm looking for is the world, the earth. Really, I like this image, which has different really landmarks from around the world. So I'm gonna add that. I'm going to be speeding up this process so that it doesn't become monotonous and slowed down. So yeah, just be with me. And again, I'm just looking for different children from around the world. I just selected a Russian and then an Italian boy there, a Spanish boy. And you can do this in any way you want, in um, any kind of graphics you like. I'm just selecting the ones that I find here on Canva. You can also upload your own graphics here if you are a designer and you have designed your own graphics. For the book title, I'm just keeping it very basic, and I'm just playing with the font here and the way I place these letters one by one. I've rotated them to give it a little substance. I am adding a sky behind, and I'm changing the color of my text so that it really stands out. I'm going to write a little description of what's inside the book, words of good manners in 9 different languages. Now I'm just doing the back side of the cover, and I'm just going to add a little bit of text. I am writing this on my own, but you can use ChatGPT to help you write it. And then you can, of course, edit it in a way that it is mostly written by you, because again, this is an AI assisted book and not an AI generated book. So, just be safe, and yeah, you can write anything you want there. So I'm just drafting this, and I'm pretty satisfied with the way it has turned out. And I'm just going to be saving this in a PDF print again. So just download, click PDF print, and you're going to be done. This is it for this book. But if you would like to know how you can upload this book on Amazon KDP, you can always look at other videos that I've made, and I've made quite a few videos about these. And I also show you how you can upload these books on Amazon KDP. I'm going to be linking down those videos too if that's going to help. But yes, I'm glad that I made this video. I hope you guys liked it, and I really wish that you'd comment and let me know what you like about this video, what you like about my channel. Subscribe to my channel, and yeah, hope to see you guys soon. Bye bye.